Kelvin Hulse, Minister of Transport, Communication and NEMO, and thank you for the excellent job NEMO has been doing. Honorable Eden Martinez, Minister of Human Development and Social Transformation, welcome. Thank you for being here. Ambassador, we always take license with Mr. Lamberto Fossati because he's such a dear friend of the University of Belize. He really is our ambassador. Ambassador Cosimo Lamberto Fossati, Project Officer for Rural Development of the European Union in Belize. Mr. Sebastian Van Helden, Guest Officer, EU, welcome. Dr. Corinne Morter-Lewis, esteemed President of the University of Belize. Dr. Ismail Hoare, Provost of UB and Chair of the Project Executive Group for this Banana Belt Primary Education Project. Dr. Wilma Wright, my boss, my immediate boss, Dean of UB's Faculty of Education and Arts, of which I'm a very proud member, and under whose sterling leadership and vision this project is now evolving. Thank you, Dr. Wright. Mrs. Maud Hyde, Project Director. Other Deans of the University of Belize. Dr. John Davis, University of West England, Bristol, UK. And I would like to ask Mrs. Jane Bennett, who is in the front, to please stand to be acknowledged. Mrs. Jane Bennett is the head of UWI's Open Campus in Belize, and they are particularly assisting and partnering with UB in the area of the parenting aspect of this very exciting and dynamic project. Dr. Ella Jean Gillett, the Project Executive Group, Ministry of Education. Ms. Catherine Mendes, Deputy National Authorizing Officer of the Ministry of Economic Development, Commerce and Industry and Consumer Protection. Can I ask that Mrs. Catherine Mendes also don't know our Dean? May I ask, Dean Will worked with, of course, the UB management to make this project happen through the EU and ministry. She said, well, learning is at the heart of what we do. So our faculty took it right on. I'm so proud of our faculty. Also, we need to acknowledge and would like to acknowledge Ms. Maria Roches, the Project Officer of the Banana Support Program. Mrs. Roches, can I ask you to rise to be acknowledged? Of course, Pastor Cecil Gill, thank you for blessing this occasion of the Church of Christ. Mr. Clint Foreman, Principal of Independence Primary School, thank you for the very warm welcome and hosting us today. Mr. Chris Aird, Chief Education Officer, thank you for your continued support for our 65,000 plus primary school children and another 20,000 plus tertiary education children and students. Mr. Alan Genety, Deputy Chief Education Officer. District education officers who are with us today and other representatives of the Ministry of Education and other ministries. From UB, I'd like to also acknowledge Dr. Angel Cal, our Quality Assurance Officer, who is spearheading along with the Provost's Office and management, of course, UB's continuing quality assurance efforts as we work to accreditation. I also would like to acknowledge from the Faculty of Education and Arts, can she please rise, Mrs. Sean Raven Vernon. Mrs. Vernon is the lead instructional designer of the blended modality program, blended modality format through which this program is being delivered. And all those in the program, in the project, will have access to the University of Belize's own online programs. Faculty and staff of UB, my colleagues, other educational institutions, and of course, our Banana Belt implementing schools, village chairpersons, community leaders, parents, and students. Members of the media, thank you for being here, and our own Public Information Officer, Mr. Selwyn King. At this point, he timed it perfectly. Our Minister of Education and Youth, Honorable Patrick Faber, welcome. is Chief Executive Officer, Mr. David Leacock. Thank you so much, Ms. Gomez, Public Information Officer in the Ministry of Education. With pleasure, I invite Provost of the University of Belize, Dr. Ismail Hoare, and Chairman of the Project Execution Group to deliver the welcome address.
Thank you, Silvana. Protocol having been established, pleasant good morning to one and all. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this historic occasion on which we celebrate the empowerment, upliftment, and future transformation of a community through education. The type of education that will allow students, parents, and entire families in this region to lift themselves out of poverty, become lifelong learners, contribute even more to the development of our nation, and live in a new dispensation of economic prosperity. This Banana Belt Primary Education Project that is being launched today is a demonstration of the power of collaboration and the genuine commitment to education by the University of Belize, our national university. The Ministry of Education, the European Union Commission, and our international partners, the University of West England and University of West Indies. I'm indeed very pleased to say that this Banana Belt Education Project is a realization of UB's vision to lead in national education, diversify education and training offerings, deliver inclusive countrywide programs, and promote interinstitutional partnership. Ladies and gentlemen, we are delighted that you have joined us today, and we are encouraged by your presence, which bear testimony to your commitment to education in Belize in general, and to the people of the Banana Belt in particular. We are honored to have many of the architects of these projects here with us today. All of them worked tirelessly and persistently to ensure that this project came to fruition, and we are extremely grateful to them. On behalf of the Project Execution Group and the University of Belize, I welcome you once again, and I hope you find today's event enjoyable, informative, and invigorating. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Provost Dr. Ismail Hoare. With pleasure, I call on our President, Dr. Corinne Morter-Lewis, to share her remarks. Dr. Lewis.
Thank you, Ms. Master of Ceremonies, Silvana Woods, Minister Patrick Farber, Honorable Patrick Farber, Minister Elvin Holtz, Minister Eden Martinez, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here, and I would like to share with you an overview of this project. Today is a historic day for the University of Belize. The launching of this initiative demonstrates that as the national university, UB shows no contentment for using the old cliché, committed to national development and the expansion of higher education in all areas of Belize. Rather, it shows tangible proof that we are at the bleeding edge of educational innovation, and that we are symbolic of the many thinkers and innovators in this, our own dear land. The core of UB's mission, ladies and gentlemen, is to make higher education affordable, relevant, and accessible. And today, the launching of the primary education project in the Banana Belt is therefore a manifestation of our university's mission and commitment to education in Belize. This project is designed to target all primary schools in the Banana Belt and cater to the needs of the more than 5,000 primary school students in this region. As policymakers are seeking to reinforce our economic growth, they have become more cognizant of how the education and regulatory framework influence the functioning of our economies. Since education is one of the most important and omnipresent vehicles that we have for creating economic value, the delivery and quality of education, or more accurately perhaps, the economic implications of educating all of our people, is a very natural target for policy attention. The overall objective of this project is to improve the delivery and quality of primary education in the communities in the Banana Belt. The project takes a holistic approach to development. Therefore, it will provide professional training to teachers, leadership training to principals, vice principals, and other educational leaders in the various communities. Additionally, it will provide training for parents in school support and Parent-Teachers Association participation. The project will be implemented using sound research-based principles and best practices that are congruent with the needs of the Belizean educational system. To this end, we will continue to collaborate with the Ministry of Education to ensure that the programs we deliver meet or transcend national, ethical, and educational standards and are delivered in the most effective, efficient, and technological friendly manner. Partnering with the University of Belize is the University of the West Indies, Barbados, and the University of West England, Bristol. Instructors from the University of Belize will use distance education, face-to-face, and a blend of both distance education and face-to-face to satisfy the needs of participants. As you are aware, to implement a project of this magnitude requires much financing. Since the EU is funding 75% of the overall cost of the project, and UB is funding 20%, we owe a debt of gratitude not only to EU, but to our two partners, UWE and UWI, for equally sharing the cost of the remaining 5%. We are also grateful to officers from the Ministry of Education and Youth, the Ministry of Economic Development, and all those from UB, UWI, and UWE, who have worked so laboriously, indeed, so unrelentingly, throughout the development and bidding process. Honorable Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, the importance of having a well-functioning and adapted framework for education can hardly be overstated. When the concept of this Banana Belt Initiative first emerged, it was in itself an institutional innovation. It was an adaptation to evolving education, economic, and social circumstances, which over the centuries came to play an extremely important role in changing the lives and living standards of a plethora of individuals in this region. Today's launching is therefore one step towards the implementation of this adaptive framework. The challenge is to ensure that the objectives of the project are attained in a timely and efficient manner. As President of UB, I am confident that the faculty, staff, and administrators will deliver programs that are equal to or are above the standards set by the university and the Ministry of Education. I can assure you that under my stewardship, UB will not be relying on any past reputations